Okay. Hi Barry, how are you?
Hi, Jennifer. Great, thanks.
Oh, excellent. So today we have got Barry Reid from Reids Gold. So we're just going to ask the expert, and you are our expert of craft beer. So we'll
Okay,
just get started.
I'll do my
So,
best for you.
oh, you'll be brilliant. So
Right.
Barry, first of all, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Okay, well, for the people that don't know me, my name's Barry Reid. I live in Stonehaven and I own Reids Gold Brewing Company, just a small microbrewery that I've started up myself in Stonehaven.
Amazing. And what got you into brewing beer?
Started about 7 years ago. Started home brewing. It was a Christmas gift that we were struggling to decide what to get me because I've kind of got everything because I'm quite self-sufficient. I have everything that I need. So I gave it a go and I really enjoyed it. I was working at a time and I was taking in the beers to work and trying them out with the guys there, just dishing them out, and everyone thought it was great. Obviously, getting free beers, and that gave me the buzz, kept me going, and I was hooked from then on.
Oh, you must have been the best workmate. That must have been the best workplace ever.
Yeah, well, everyone was happy enough to get their free beers, and it was good. It was good to get feedback. I mean, that's why I did it. But
Absolutely.
yeah, no, but it was good. And as I say, I was working, so there was not the same push, but it was a good time to just try recipes and try different things. And
Definitely.
like just learn the process.
So what do you enjoy most about the whole, brewing beer and the business?
Well, I mean, me personally, I like the concept of the business because it's a product that makes people smile and makes people happy. It's a social sort of tool to get people together, and there's not a lot of businesses that or jobs that you can do where you make people happy in the products that you make. So that's a real buzz for me. So
Yeah,
and
you're
also I like to.
facilitating fun, aren't you?
Yeah, and it's a great feeling when you see people drinking your beer and having a laugh and enjoying it, and you think, "God, that was, I was part of that." It's a real buzz. It actually keeps me motivated to keep doing it, and there's not many jobs that you can actually say you do that. So I'm quite
Oh,
happy
that's
with
really nice. So here's a tricky question. So what's
that.
been your biggest mistake? And, what have you kind of learned from it?
Well, I've been in the business now for 2.5 years, so obviously there's been a few mistakes along the way. It's just myself that's running the business and doing all the operations. So, I mean, thinking about that, it's probably marketing and promotion where I've realised that when I drop the ball a bit, doing that, the sales, decline and suffer. And then as soon as I pick it back up, the sales keep going. So, I mean, this is why you've got these big marketing teams and so on. So, probably the most so obvious mistake that I've made is dropping the ball with the marketing and promotion. But I mean, as a brewer and try to run the business, I mean, my focus is on making the beer, so it is difficult to balance all the jobs because I've got to wear out the caps for every single job in the business. So,
Well,
but
absolutely.
yeah,
It would be great if you could just focus on doing what you do best, and that is creating the beer, and maybe
yeah,
have someone else that was looking after the marketing.
yeah. Well, hopefully as I grow, that'll happen, and things will get better. But I mean, the main focus is on the beer, and as long as the beer is good, everything else should follow. I mean, that's the kind of theory and what I'm focusing on really.
Well, at least you know that, and I suppose that's what you've learned. You've learned that
Yeah,
you should stick to making beer, and hopefully you can get someone in to help you on the bits that you aren't an expert in or don't enjoy as much.
yeah. But I mean, yeah, and you learn from it. Everybody makes mistakes in business, and
Oh, you have
you,
to.
you have to make the mistake to know what you need to focus on. So I mean, yeah. So
Yeah.
I learned from that. So.
No, that's amazing. So, was there anything in the start of your experimenting that tasted like really horrible or really weird?
Well, so the funny thing about that is, right, my concept is that I make beer for myself first. So at the start, I made beer, and I used to tell people, I said, look, I'll make beer for myself because if no one else likes it, I'll drink it all, so that it's not wasted and you can't lose, right? So I've always made beers that I would drink myself and that I've liked. So people might not believe it, but I haven't actually made any beer that I don't like or I wouldn't drink myself. So there's not been any like horrible tasting beers or made mistakes. I've been quite lucky that way. So flavor wise, no, but I mean, you do have because of beer is like a live product, it is quite difficult to make, and you do have mistakes in the production side of it. Every brewery has, and sometimes you have to throw beers because they're not up to standard, or they get infected, or something's not right. Some things go wrong sometimes. It's a live product, and you're dealing with yeast. And
so have you ever drank an infected beer?
Well, yeah. I mean, I've thrown so much beer you wouldn't believe. I've emptied the tanks to 450 litres and watch it go down the drain, because something's went wrong. But I'm not willing to put it out because at the end of the day, like I say, I've got all the caps in the job, all the roles. So quality control is another one of them that I can't allow dodgy beer to go out because it affects my reputation. Also, it tastes horrible. So,
it tastes horrible.
Yeah, so you've got to test. I mean, unfortunately, that's one of the perks of the job, that you're the taste tester as well. So you get to taste everything and make sure everything's right. But yeah, I mean, I've thrown, as every brewery has. It's a tough pill to swallow at the time, opening that tap and watching 450 litres going down the drain. But I mean, I'm sure there's bigger breweries that have done a lot more litres than that. But flavour wise on the beers, I think they're pretty much all as they're meant to be. Sometimes when I do a first brew, I don't hit the flavours quite as much. I'll get close and I'll do a little tweak here and there, but I try not to. The funny thing is, whenever I make one, I think, oh, that's not maybe as how I planned. Someone drinks and goes, oh, that's great. It's exactly how you should have it. So you don't want to change things too much.
Quite subjective, I suppose, taste, isn't it?
Well,
so
yeah.
I know that you try to source as many products as you can locally. But what is the most expensive product or ingredient you've had to put in?
Well, I mean, I don't want to slate companies for overcharging me here because some products are expensive for a reason. But I do use a lot of kind of weird and wonderful ingredients like heather, and as a beer I make, it's got sea buckthorn in it, which is expensive. And my coconut, toasted coconut chips, because everything's organic and it's sourced from very good suppliers, so they charge a premium. But the most expensive sort of ingredient that I use is probably in Raspberry Sun, which is fresh raspberries I get from Castleton Farm. And as I say, I'm not slating their prices because their products are great, but it is a very expensive beer to make, purely because it's got so much like fresh raspberries in it.
Well, that's a credit to you. It's a credit to you that you are using, there are as many organic products that you can, and from local businesses as well.
Well, yeah. I mean, that's why I go to Castleton Farm. There is other fruit suppliers that I could use, but I prefer to use them locally. The raspberries have only travelled, like 10 miles down the road to get in the beer, and ultimately it's a quality product. That's what matters. If it was local and it wasn't good, I wouldn't use it. But it is both; it's local and good, so it ticks all the boxes. So
hopefully you'll get a discount now that you've been promoting them so much.
Trust me, I've been trying for a long time.
So, is there any job roles that you've had in the past that you think gave you the skills to run this business?
Definitely, because I worked in oil and gas for about 15 odd years, maybe slightly more, and I run workshops and been base managers in Dubai, and my last job I worked at, I was in charge of an engineering team, and it was all electrical, hydraulic engineering, troubleshooting, product support. So the tasks that I had when I started up the brewery was to actually build the brewery, because a brewery is obviously expensive. It's got a lot of equipment and a lot of highly technical sort of moving parts and everything. So I took on the challenge and learned how to build and automate a brewery myself. And it was no small task, but I learned as I went. And now I'm very confident, quite good at wiring and plumbing and like designing things. And I'm like a crazy mad beer inventor now. That, I've just built an automated canning machine that, looking back a couple of years back, you think I would never do that. What the hell is that about? But now I've gained the knowledge and the experience of and the confidence to be able to actually go and do these things, and it works fine. And I'm actually moving on to cans this year, and I'm dying to get this thing up and running properly.
Really interesting.
Yeah.
So what is the difference between a beer being in a can and being in a bottle?
So because I'm going on to cans, obviously there's a reason for that. The cans give you a longer shelf life, which makes the beer obviously taste fresher for longer. There's a whole list of sort of benefits with like recycling, that you don't need to obviously go to your glass recycling centre. You can throw them straight in your blue bin. There's no risk of like glass breakage for my deliveries, for shipping. The cans are lighter, they chill faster in the fridge, because you don't need to chill the glass before you chill the beer. The cans will also be bigger, so that I'm going on to 440ml cans, which suit the pint glasses that I've got better, so that people get like a closer to a pint. So I mean, there's a massive raft of benefits for cans, but I could bore you to tears with it, because it's huge. But there's too many benefits to outweigh not going forward and doing it. And this is why, like, a lot of the bigger breweries are all on cans. And also, once I get into cans, I'm like playing with the big boys. I'm looking, I'm producing the same quality products. And like with winning awards and things like that, I'm always trying to improve the quality of the beer, because you can make the best beer in the world, but if it's not packaged the best you can, then you don't get the full benefit out of it. So, ultimately the customer doesn't get the benefit out of it. So,
that's so good. I thought it was maybe just a design. It was just down to design, really.
Well, yeah, I'm wanting to get some new. Well, I will get some new can labels as well. So I'm looking forward to getting them. I'll try and keep them the same, so they're familiar to the old ones. But it's a good opportunity to get another, get back in the computer, and because I do all my own designs and all my own artwork and everything as well. So
that's really admirable, actually. This really is your brand. Everything about it. It's been created by you, which is amazing. So, if you could have had a business partner, a dead or alive, who would you have picked to kind of come on this journey with you?
Well, I mean, thinking of business partners, I mean, I wouldn't want somebody that's dead, because I mean they're not much use to me. Like, so I mean, going forward, I mean, I kind of need business partners. I need people to be in the business. So I mean, I would be looking for somebody that is obviously passionate in craft beer. But thinking about that, the people that buy the beer are the ones that are passionate. So a lot of, as you may be aware, a lot of breweries do crowdfunding, like Brewdog and PSB and all these other businesses that have flourished through crowdfunding. So the plan this year, which has kind of been scuppered with the COVID and the slowdown, and was to try and do a bit of crowdfunding and get the customers and the people as like the business partners, if you like, because they are the business. They are the I mean, that sounds a bit maybe corny or whatever saying that, but obviously I need help with marketing, promotion. I mean, that's not what I'm asking for from people, but it's the customers really are the business. you know.
Well,
So,
you've learned that they're your brand ambassadors. They try your beer, they tell you if they like it, or if they don't. You mean they're giving you this constant feedback. So I totally understand that you would want your customers to be your best business partner.
Yeah, they are that's the way I look at it. They're my business partners because they're part of my business, you know, and I try to look after them best I can. So,
I can't wait to see that crowdfunding initiative. I think that would be just really exciting. I hope that really propels the business as well, which I expect is going to happen. Wow.
Yeah, I mean, I've been trying to create a brand and enough products to, you know, entice an offering to give back to people that do want to invest or get involved. You know, you can't just say, oh, here's 2 beers and I'll give you 2 beers a month in the same. You know, you have to have a range. You have to have a product, and yeah, it's exciting. I mean, you've got to have a focus and have ideas of how to grow, and you want to grow together with people, you know. So
yeah. So you did mention before that you have won awards. Now you're multi-award winning now.
Yes.
You tell us a little bit about your latest awards as well.
So I don't do a lot of I don't enter a lot of award ceremonies because I mean I don't want to sort of make them out to be not worthwhile, but some of them are, you know, like business related. They're not as focused on the actual product itself. So the award that I sort of pride the most is, or the award ceremony, if you like, is the Scottish Beer Awards. Now, the reason I'm so focused with that sort of event is that the way that they award the products, it's blind taste testing. So the panel of judges are very thorough and educated in the products, and they understand, you know, good beer, bad beer. They drink, I think it was 350 or something, around about that, different beers that were entered, and they try them all. And, you know, it's because it's blind taste testing, it's awarded on the product, not the marketing or, you know, all the glitz and everything about it. It's purely like, is it good beer or not, you know?
So is it like the difference? So it's like the, instead of the X factor, it is the voice.
Well, yeah, the taste factor, if you want like that.
Yes, there you go. And is that your award at the back I see on your shelf? Yeah,
so the one there, I think, right, that's the one that I got last year. So that was the most recent Scottish Beer Awards. That was for Bounty Like It, which is a chocolate and coconut porter, which won gold, which I was really proud because I could say Reids Gold wins gold.
It sounds amazing. It was meant to be, Barry. It was meant to be.
I was really super proud that night because you know, it's a big deal for me. Like I said, how the format of the event works. To get a gold means that it's the best in that category, and the category was speciality beer. So, I mean, the people that I was up against are big breweries in Scotland. So, I mean, it was no mean feat to get any award. To be honest with you, is really good.
It's just amazing.
But to get gold.
Sorry. So you are dad to Chloe and Jamie. So how do they feel about having a famous dad and being part of a famous beer brand?
Well, I mean, I never class myself as famous. I mean, that's a bit like I'm just a guy that just works away and gets on with his stuff. But
You're famous from Stoney.
Oh yeah. But I mean, I do realise what I do is a bit more out there than, you know, just turning up to the desk every morning. And I do know that my kids are proud of me of what I've achieved and what I do, and they're at the age that, you know, they're more interested in computers and hair and makeup and all that stuff. They're not interested in beer. But they do support me, and that said, like Jamie, well, quite often I'll be speaking to him about something, and he'll say, "Oh, Dad, you should do this, you know, and you should contact these people, and you should do this and that." So he does show that he's interested, and so does Chloe. Chloe likes to get involved. You just it's just giving me advice and keeping me motivated. And it's good to have somebody to speak to as well about it, because you can't do everything yourself.
And do you know what? They're learning all about how you grow a business. I mean, these are just invaluable skills that they're learning at home. They've grown up around. So it'll be amazing to see what they do in their careers.
Yeah. Well, I mean that is obviously important for them to see somebody, having a dream and going for it. And it may work, it may not work, but if you never give it a shot, how are you gonna know?
It's great advice.
So they're learning
and that's it. You've given that to the kids, which is just really special. And you must be proud that you're able to give that to them.
Well, yeah, but I mean, I'm just a hard worker. I just have to focus on just getting things done. And I don't take credit very well, to be perfectly.
I know, I can see. Blunt. No, you should. You've done an amazing job, I know that for us Stonehaven local people, we're all really proud of you and what you created, and that we've got a Scottish award-winning beer.
It's great to hear.
It's a lot to the whole town, and the people that have grown up there. So
yeah, I mean, I do get a lot of good feedback. I mean, people are always keen to speak to me, and whenever I do deliveries, they're always like, "Oh, I mean, I done a delivery yesterday, and the guy was on the phone, and I just dropped off the package. I had to run. He messaged me back and says, 'I'm really sorry, Barry, for not speaking to you.' And I'm like, you don't need to all the time. Yeah. People want to, know what's going on.
Engage with you. Yeah. Absolutely. So we're nearly out of this pandemic. What is the first thing you're going to do? Because your customers, they want to see more of you. They want, I know you were involved with beer festivals in the past. What's the first thing you're going to do? And I suppose, are we going to see any beer festivals this year?
Well, that's very tricky, isn't it, to answer? But I would love to say, yes, of course, there's going to be loads of beer festivals and everyone will be back to normal. But what you will see is more businesses stocking the beer. And, as the pubs open up, there'll be obviously a lot more exposure. I try my best to, promote my beer through social media. And if I get a beer in somewhere, I'll try and promote that business and, to let people know they can go and get the products there. So what you will see as things open up is a lot more sort of, oh, it's here, oh, it's there, it's, and people will get more access to the beer, obviously. As for the beer festivals, I can only cross my fingers with that one. I mean, I'm prepared for it. Got loads of beer to go, and there's the Stonehaven Midsummer Beer happening, which is always an amazing, great event, and I'm invited to every one of them. And as I say, I'm prepared for that. So
fingers crossed.
Here's hoping it happens. Yeah, and I mean, it's a great. I mean, the last one was brilliant. So. I'm really looking forward to getting into another beer festival and just getting the beer out there so people can drink it also.
So personally, what's the first thing you're going to do once
obviously,
Nicola releases us all?
Seeing my mates and going round for a beer and having a chat and a catch up is the first thing. I'm looking forward to getting a bit of travelling. I've been obviously, you have to be wary about going overseas. So I've been planning to do this North Coast 500, being from Scotland. And I've never done it. I've got the van. So, I'm just staying positive and trying to make plans, good things to do. And
I love that. So what's your favourite beer? Because I know you've got 13 in your collection, right?
Well, so as I said earlier, that I brew beers for myself. So it's very difficult to actually have a favourite beer. So what I find is I have different favourites depending on what's going on, really. For example, if I'm watching the rugby, I'll be into the dark beers and I'll be drinking 8 Ball Stout and Bounty Like It and things like that. And then if it's a hot sunny day and I'm out with my mates or, having a drink in the garden or something, it would be like North Sea Har or the Green Monkey Wheat. Fireballs beer, Liberty APA. The list keeps going because the beauty of craft beers is that because they're quite special and unique, and you've got like why a lot of people buy multi-packs off of me, is that, you don't need, it's not just like, and no disrespect to say Tennent's or Stella or Twa or whoever, but with craft beers, you don't just drink the same one all the time normally. You try different ones, and you want to have, like, well, that was nice, and then you'll go back to that one, but it's good to have a choice. So it's very difficult for me to choose one under that.
Because they're all for different situations, and you've created them all for yourself.
Yeah, and I've got a sour beer, so sometimes, that one's hits a spot, and Year of the Bat, which I did at the start of the pandemic last year, just to try to make a bit of lightheartedness of the direness of the situation. It was getting really depressing, and I had this sour beer made, and I thought, well, things are a bit sour at the moment, so I decided to call it Year of the Bat, which was like, how the pandemic was meant to be about, eating bats and things like this ridiculous story. But whether it's true or not, I found it a bit ridiculous and a bit crazy. So I thought, just make a bit of like, I know it's a serious situation, and I'm not down, like downsizing it or anything like that, but just try to make a bit of lightheartedness out of the thing. And beers are meant to be positive and fun anyway, and so
we definitely get that from your brand. It's amazing.
Yeah, well, a lot of people look at the names and go, oh, they're a bit weird, Bounty, like it. So, well, you're bound to like it, and it's meant to be like bounties, So I try to be a little bit quirky and a bit fun, and not so serious, Green Monkey Wheat's a bit like a weird one, but that was actually one of the first beers I made. So it was always going to be like that. So it started like that. So
that's fantastic. So people can just jump onto your website and they can buy your beers, they can have them delivered. No distance too small?
No, I offer UK-wide delivery and free local delivery to like AB39 postcodes, which like Aberdeenshire, close area, and free delivery for all UK orders over 60 quid. So obviously I try to, if I'm doing shipping, it's better to ship in a reasonable sized amount. But if people are doing that and they're putting their hard-earned money into my business, it's good. It's right to give them it back and say, look, you can get free shipping for that.
Oh, that's fantastic. So on your site, you've got mini kegs, you've got all the bottles, you've got gift packs. There's loads there. So people just need to jump on the website, and I'll put the link in the comments.
I've also got these new glasses that I've just got delivered just the other day. So
I love them.
So they're just as I say, I've only got them delivered just the other day, so I haven't had a chance to update the images on the sites, but all the orders going forward, even though the glasses will look like the old glasses, the new glasses will be going out.
Fantastic.
And they're suited for like the 440ml cans, so going forward they're ideal for that.
Can't wait to see that. And you're also doing something with us at Competition Boutique. So you're doing a freebie for the whole week. So it's just a case of liking Competition Boutique's page, liking Reids Gold Facebook page, and then see who wins it at the end of the week, which is amazing. We've also got a draw. We've got 50 beers, a selection 50 beers from you. So you can jump onto Competition Boutique and buy some tickets for that, because how great would that be, winning that for the end of lockdown?
Yeah. Well, I've tried to put together a good selection. So I believe that there's 12 different beers in there. So you get to try everything out of the 50 beers. Obviously see what you like, what you don't like. Beer is always subjective, and but all the beers are good. So I think whoever wins is going to be over the moon.
Can't wait.
Sure.
Oh, Barry, you've been amazing. It's been lovely to hear more about you and the business and your plans for the future. And we're really enjoying working with you, and we hope we'll see you again.
Yeah, I'm sure you will. And as I say, whoever wins this is going to be over the moon. So I'm hoping that they'll be. Come on, Jen, you better get some more on, because I'm wanting some more. So, I'm here for you, and I've got loads of beer, new beers coming this year. Obviously, it's slowed down a bit with the pandemic, but the focus and drive's always there. There'll be some new, weird, wacky, wonderful beers coming from Reids Gold. I've got that.
Wait.
I've got the ideas and the recipes all ready to go. So, and cans will be coming, and it's all positive, and it's for everyone that I'm doing this, to enjoy themselves with the beer,
Yeah.
and
Reids Gold. It'll all be part of, everyone socialising again. But thank you so much.
You're more than welcome.
Bye.
Okay, thank you. Bye.
That was good. That was awesome.
Oh,